Hey there, today we'll be doing this question that appeared in weekly contest 316, that is 2446. Determine if two events have conflict. And the question statement given is you are given two arrays of string that represent two inclusive events that happened on the same day, event 1 and event 2, where event 1 has a start time and an end time, event 2 also has a start time and an end time, and both are in RR and minute format. And a conflict means that if the times of any events are overlapping, and if it is overlapping we need to return true, otherwise we need to return false. So the question actually is pretty self-explanatory, but still I'll be explaining the question again. That is, taking on to the first example, we see that our first time is 01 and 15 and the ending time is 2 o'clock. And what is the starting time for this event? The second event, it's 2 o'clock. So we can see that it is overlapping, so we return a true. Now let's just take another example. Let's say the event 1 has a starting time something like 4:40, and the ending time of the event 1 is 8 o'clock, and the starting time of event 2 is 10 o'clock, and the start and the ending time of the event 2, let's just say, would be something like 17:10. That is what the starting and ending time is. So if we see that we have an intersection with the ending time right here. So we can see that this 5 o'clock is actually overlapping with the event 1. So we'll be returning true. Now, how do we do that? We'll just understand it here itself. So in order to do this, we could just use simple string comparisons right here. And why will that work? I'll also say that. And for this question, I would say the question that is merge intervals in Leetcode, if that concept is if you're familiar with that concept, it will be easier for you to do this question as well. So the question is there in Leetcode itself, that is merge intervals. So we'll be using that concept right here, and if not, I'll be just linking the question in the description as well, so that you can follow up to that question. So for this, see, this question, I'll just change the color as well for a sec. And okay, so we have our event 1 and we have our event 2. This is our event 1 and event 2. What are we going to do? We're just going to take the second timing, that is right here, of the event 2, and we'll just compare that if this time actually overlaps between the first event. And I think you are trying to get the point here, and also you have understood the point what I'm trying to tell you. We will just compare diagonally. That means I'll just take this time, that is the ending time of event 2. I'll try to compare that is this ending time actually overlapping from the first start time of event 1 and the end time of event 1. If it does, we can return a true, and if we carefully see, it is actually overlapping, right? So this ending time is somewhere in between the event 1 starting and ending. It is somewhere where I don't care. I just care about that is it there or not. So it is indeed there. So I could say that yes, it is actually overlapping and we'll be returning a true. And it could be done vice versa also. So I'll just be taking another example. I'll just say if we have 1 o'clock, that is the starting time, 2 o'clock is the ending time, 1:20 is the starting time right here, and 3 o'clock is the ending time here. So this is the case where it's happening just opposite to it. At the first instance, what were we doing? We were just checking. This is the first event, this is the second event. At first we were checking this guy right here, right? We were checking if this is lying in between this. So is it now lying between this starting time of event 1 and ending time of event 2? Is it lying? No. So the ending time of event 2 is far greater. So we cannot say that this ending time will lie between the starting and ending of event 1, mind you. But can we say that if we just compare this, that is the starting time of event 2 with the starting time of event 1 and ending time of event 1, sorry. So we can say that yes, it is actually intersecting somewhere, right? So all that you have to do is just check if this ending time of event 2 is lying in between the starting time of and ending time of event 1. If not, check for this. That is this guy lying in between the ranges of event 1's starting and ending time? If it does, any of them are true, you just return a true, right? So that is what this whole question is about, and we'll just see the implementation as well right now. So the implementation right here is very simple. What I've done is I've just taken a string right here, fine, and these things are actually not useful. I had actually implemented another code, but it was not needed actually. So what I did was every time has been converted into a string. It is already in a string format. I just uh, took it in a separate variable. That is what I've done here. You could do it directly even. That is not a problem, fine. But I've just taken it for simplicity in another variables. So this is our event 1 timings, that is the start. I'll just rename this variables in order for you to understand better. That is start 1 and end 1, and this is the start 2 and end 2. So these are starting and ending times, right? After that, what are we doing? We're just saying that start 1. I'm just rephrasing all the variables that I had written right here. So here it should be start 2. Again here it should be start 2, and this will be end 1. This will be nothing but start 2, start 1, start 1, and end 2. So that is all you have to do. You just have to check that if the values are lying in between the ranges, and if not, just return a false. So what I've done, as explained to you, we will be having the start 1 and end 1, and start 2 and end 2. And for event 1 we will be having two things, that is the starting time and the ending time, right? And we'll be having starting time and ending time for the event 2 as well. What do? We just check if start 1 and end 1, this is my first case, right? So I'll just be erasing this for simplicity. So we are checking that if my this guy right here, that is the start 2, is it greater than start 1? That is what I've done here. And start 2 should lie between the end 1. This is the condition that it is fulfilling, right? So this is the condition that it fulfills right here. After that, what are we going to do? We're just going to do the opposite. That is, we'll be checking for the start 1, right? For the event 1, event 2, we are going to check the first time, that is the starting time, since we have already done for the ending time. So after this we are done with it, right? So I hope the whole explanation is clear to you, and I'll be providing the code to you in description as well. And if you have also enjoyed this solution as well as the explanation, and if you did like it, please do like and subscribe.